You work 40, 50, maybe even 60 hours a week. You beat the traffic. You take the overtime. You stay late when no one else will. And then what? You get your paycheck. You sigh with relief. And by the time the rent, groceries, gas, and credit card are paid, there's barely enough left to grab a coffee. And here's the cruel part. You've done everything right. So why does it still feel like you're stuck? Like financial freedom is something only other people get to have? Robert Kiyosaki would tell you, it's not about how much you earn. It's what you do with what you earn that changes everything. And if you keep thinking like the poor and middle class, you'll keep working for money your entire life. While the rich, they make money work for them. In this video, we're going to shatter one of the biggest financial myths you've ever been taught, that earning more is the solution to your money problems. Robert Kiyosaki, entrepreneur, investor, and author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has spent decades exposing the silent trap most people fall into. It's not about income, it's about intention. Because what separates the rich from the poor isn't the size of the paycheck. It's the mindset behind every dollar. If you're tired of running in place, if you're tired of watching your money disappear faster than it came in, then keep watching. Because the decisions you make after payday, they're either building your freedom or building someone else's. Let's dive in. You wake up before the sun. Fight traffic with a cup of coffee in hand. Sit through meetings that could have been emails. Work through lunch. Stay late. Smile through exhaustion. And when Friday finally comes, the paycheck hits your account like a sigh of relief. For a moment, it feels like you can finally breathe. But then, the rent is due. Groceries, car payment, utilities, the credit card bill. A quick meal here, an unexpected repair there, and suddenly you're staring at your balance wondering, how is it all gone already? This is the illusion most people live inside their entire lives. You work harder, you earn more, and yet you still feel broke. You think maybe the next raise will change everything. Maybe the next promotion will be the breakthrough. But somehow, every increase in income just seems to bring an increase in stress. You're still running in place. Now, here's the paradox. Somewhere out there, there's a school teacher who earns a modest income, but is building a solid investment portfolio. There's a janitor with a paid-off home and a growing stash of dividend stocks. And, at the same time, there's a six-figure corporate executive who's drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck with nothing to show for it but a fancy car and a closet full of liabilities. How is that possible? Robert Kiyosaki would tell you, the size of your paycheck means nothing if your mindset is poor. The rich don't get rich because they earn more. They get rich because they think differently. They use their paycheck as a tool. While the middle class sees money as a way to survive, the rich see it as a way to escape. The trap is real, but so is the way out. And it starts not with what you earn, but with what you do the moment your money hits your hands. If I just earned a little more, things would finally be different. That's the lie so many people whisper to themselves every month. They believe that financial freedom is just one pay raise away, one promotion, one new job. But what happens when that raise finally comes? They upgrade their lifestyle. The new car replaces the old one. The apartment gets bigger. The restaurant visits become more frequent, and before long, the same problem returns. Money gone, stress back, and the same sinking feeling that there's never enough. It's the treadmill effect. The faster you run, the faster it spins, and you never actually get anywhere. Now, imagine two people. Eduardo earns a high salary. 6 figures, corner office, the works. But he's always broke. Every dollar that comes in is already spoken for. A luxury SUV in the driveway. Designer clothes, credit card payments, vacations on borrowed money. There's nothing left to invest, nothing saved for emergencies. On the outside, he looks successful. On the inside, he's living on the edge. Then there's Felipe. He earns a modest income, nothing flashy, but he lives below his means, tracks his spending, saves religiously, invests consistently. He drives a reliable used car, lives in a humble apartment, and slowly builds up a portfolio of assets. 10 years later, Felipe is financially free. Eduardo is still trapped. Robert Kiyosaki said it best. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. The difference isn't the paycheck, it's the pattern, the habit, the mindset. One sees income as something to be consumed. The other sees it as something to be multiplied. Most people think the answer is to earn more, but earning more only magnifies your habits. If your habits are poor, more money just means bigger mistakes. If your habits are smart, even a small income can become a foundation for real wealth. The truth is, your paycheck doesn't need to be bigger. You just need to stop giving it all away. Most people wake up every day with one goal: go to work, earn a paycheck, pay the bills, and hope there's something left over. That cycle repeats for decades. They trade their time for money, hour by hour, paycheck by paycheck, until one day they retire, often with less than they need to survive. This is the formula we've been taught since childhood. Study hard, get a good job, work your way up, and save. But what if that formula is broken? Robert Kiyosaki's rich dad gave him a different lesson, one that flipped the script. He said, "The rich don't work for money." At first, that sounds crazy, but here's what he meant. The rich don't chase income, they build assets. Instead of working for a paycheck, they make sure their money works for them. There are 3 types of income. The first is earned income, what most people have. It's the paycheck from your job. But the moment you stop working, that income stops. You're trading time for money, and there are only so many hours in a day. Then there's portfolio income, money made from buying and selling assets like stocks. It can grow your wealth, but it's inconsistent and often depends on timing the market. And finally, there's passive income. This is the kind of income the rich focus on. It comes from assets like rental properties, businesses, royalties, or dividends. It doesn't stop when you go on vacation. It doesn't vanish when you get sick. It keeps flowing, whether you're working or not. Most people are trapped in a system that rewards effort, not strategy. They're exhausted, but they can't stop. Because if they stop, the money stops too. The rich build assets first, cash-flowing machines that pay them month after month. It's not luck. It's design. It's intention. So the next time you ask, "How can I make more money?" ask a better question. How can I stop working for money and start making money work for me? Your paycheck is a brick. That's it. One single brick. It's not a castle. It's not a fortress. It's not even a wall. But here's the powerful part. What you choose to do with that brick is entirely up to you. Most people, the moment they get paid, toss their brick aside without thinking. They spend without a plan. They swipe, they click, they indulge, until the money's gone and they're wondering where it all went. That one brick could have been the first in something solid, something lasting. But instead, it gets lost in a pile of impulse buys and forgotten subscriptions. The rich, on the other hand, treat each brick like a foundation stone. They know that wealth isn't built in a day, and it's not built on wishes. It's built on intention. They ask, where is this dollar going? What is it doing? Is it buying me time or stealing it? Is it building something or just filling a hole? That's the real difference. Not income, not intelligence, but intention. Robert Kiyosaki teaches that every dollar that enters your life is a soldier. You can either send it out to die, spent on things that vanish, or send it out to work, invested in things that multiply. And the truth is, most people don't need more money. They need more direction for the money they already have. That's where budgeting comes in. But not the kind of budgeting that feels like punishment. Real budgeting isn't restriction, it's architecture. You're designing your life, brick by brick, choice by choice. You're not limiting yourself. You're shaping something that can stand the test of time. So the next time you get paid, stop and ask yourself, am I just throwing bricks into the wind? Or am I finally ready to start building something that lasts? Because that paycheck in your hands? It's not the prize. It's just the first brick. What you do with it, that's what builds the castle. You got a raise? Great. Now your debt got a raise too. That's how it works for most people. They finally get that bump in pay, and instead of breathing easier, they start spending faster. A newer car, a bigger apartment, a nicer watch. Little by little, their expenses swell to match their income. And just like that, they're right back where they started, still living paycheck to paycheck, only now with fancier problems. It's called lifestyle creep, and it's one of the most silent, seductive traps in personal finance. At first, it feels harmless. You deserve a treat. You've been working hard. But then one treat becomes two. Two becomes a monthly habit. And before you realize it, your new income is already spoken for by a lifestyle you didn't really need and now can't afford to walk away from. Robert Kiyosaki warns about this illusion. Most people think a raise is a reward. But for the undisciplined, it's just a license to spend more. They don't realize that their freedom didn't grow, it shrank. Because with every new expense comes new responsibility. Every upgrade comes with upkeep. The more you own, the more you owe. And if your habits don't change, it doesn't matter how much money flows in, it'll flow right back out. Here's the bitter truth. A bigger salary doesn't fix bad money habits. It just makes the consequences of those habits more expensive. The rich use raises to accelerate their freedom. They don't increase their spending. They increase their investments. They widen the gap between what they earn and what they spend. That gap, that's where wealth lives. So the next time your income grows, ask yourself, is this an opportunity to live bigger or to live smarter? Because getting rich isn't about how much you make. It's about how much you keep and what you do with it once you've got it. There's a reason so many people feel like they're doing everything right, working hard, saving, even buying a home, and still end up stuck. It's because they've been tricked into buying liabilities that look like assets. Robert Kiyosaki made the distinction clear. The poor buy liabilities. The rich buy assets. But here's the catch. Most people can't tell the difference. They think that just because something is expensive, it must be valuable. Just because they own it, it must be an asset. Take a house, for example. We're told it's the ultimate symbol of success. But if that house is sucking money out of your pocket every month, mortgage, maintenance, taxes, interest, it's not making you richer. It's making you work harder just to keep it. Same with the new car, the latest phone, the designer bag. They don't produce anything. They don't pay you. They drain you. Kiyosaki defines an asset as something that puts money in your pocket. A liability takes money out. It's that simple. But because our system teaches us to chase status instead of cash flow, most people spend their lives accumulating things that look impressive, but do nothing for their freedom. It's not that homes or cars are bad, it's the way we buy them. We buy to impress, not to invest. And we confuse ownership with wealth. The rich look through a different lens. Before they buy anything, they ask, does this make me money or cost me money? If the answer is cost, they think twice. If the answer is earn, they double down. That one question changes everything. Because the truth is, your money is always doing one of two things. It's either working for you or working against you. Every purchase is a vote. Every dollar is a decision. So before you buy your next asset, stop and ask yourself, is this building my future or burying it under a pile of payments? Most people make the same mistake every month. They get paid, and then the bills take over. Rent, groceries, electricity, credit cards, streaming subscriptions, and by the time it's all covered, if anything's left, they think maybe next month I'll save. But next month looks exactly the same. This is the cycle that keeps people poor. Because when you pay everyone else first, you're telling your money that you come last. And when you always come last, freedom never shows up. Robert Kiyosaki teaches one of the most powerful financial principles of all: pay yourself first. It sounds simple, but it's revolutionary. Before you pay a single bill, before you buy anything, before you even touch the money, set aside a portion for you. That means savings. That means investments. That means your future gets paid before anyone else does. And it's not just about saving whatever's left, it's about making wealth building a non-negotiable habit. You don't wait to see if there's money to invest. You create it, intentionally, automatically. Here's how to make it work. The moment your paycheck hits, have 10% to 30% automatically moved into a separate account. No thinking, no debating, no, I'll do it later. You can send part to a savings fund, part to an investment account, and part to your personal development. Books, courses, skills that make you more valuable. When you do this, something powerful happens. You stop being reactive with money and start being strategic. You begin to build momentum. Over time, that small habit becomes a fortress. Your investments grow. Your emergency fund strengthens. Your confidence rises. Most people think saving is what you do if there's something left. But the truth is, there's never anything left, unless you decide there will be. Pay yourself first, not last, not maybe, not someday. First, always. Because until you prioritize your future, no one else will. Wealth isn't built in a moment. It's built in millimeters. In the quiet decisions. In the habits no one sees. In the choice to invest $50 instead of spending it on takeout. In the discipline to read one page, learn one new thing, set aside one small percentage, again and again and again. Most people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They think, what difference does it make? I only have a little to invest. But that mindset is exactly what keeps them stuck. Because the truth is, money, just like momentum, compounds. It snowballs, and over time it becomes unstoppable. Robert Kiyosaki often compares wealth to planting seeds. You don't throw a seed in the ground and expect a tree overnight. You water it, you protect it, you give it time, and then, slowly, it grows. 1 inch, then another. Then one day it bears fruit. Not just once, but every season after that. That's the power of compound growth. Whether it's investing money, learning new skills, or building assets, the same rule applies. Start small. Stay consistent. Let time do the heavy lifting. Think of it like this. If you were sitting in a giant football stadium and someone placed a single drop of water in the middle, and then that drop doubled every minute, the first 20 minutes wouldn't look like much. A few puddles on the field. Nothing to worry about. But by the 45th minute, the field is ankle deep. By the 50th, the entire stadium is underwater. That's exponential growth. That's what most people miss. They stop before the magic kicks in. They get impatient. They want the reward without the rhythm. But the rich understand. The smallest decision, repeated over time, becomes the difference between financial slavery and financial freedom. So don't underestimate your $5 habit, your $20 investment, your 15 minutes of learning. That's the seed. That's the drop. And when you commit to the small things, they compound into everything. There's always a reason not to start. Not enough money, not enough time, not the right moment. But here's the truth. If you're always waiting for perfect conditions, you'll still be waiting 10 years from now. Broke, frustrated, and wondering what went wrong. Robert Kiyosaki says the poor stay poor because they prioritize comfort over action. They build excuses instead of assets. They convince themselves they're not ready yet, when in reality, they're just afraid to fail. But the real risk isn't trying and falling short. The real risk is never starting at all. You don't need to be rich to begin building wealth, you just need to begin. Start where you are with what you have. A side hustle that brings in $100 a month, a low-cost index fund or dividend stock, a course that sharpens your skill set, a digital product, a tiny real estate fund investment. These aren't dreams, they're stepping stones. You don't need a fortune to create cash flow, you just need focus. Most people think wealth comes from windfalls or winning big. But true wealth is quiet. It's boring. It's built in the margins, between your spending and your discipline. It's the difference between upgrading your phone or investing that money in your future. between going out again or putting that $40 into something that pays you back. Assets don't appear out of nowhere. They're created, brick by brick, decision by decision. And the first one is just choosing to stop building your life around what's easy and start building around what matters. No more excuses, no more someday, no more waiting for the stars to align. Because while you are waiting for the right time, someone else with less money, less talent, and less luck already started, and they're building. Start small, stay consistent, build assets. That's how you win. That's how you escape. You've heard it all your life. Work hard, earn more, and everything will fall into place. But now you know the truth. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how you think, how you move, what you do with what you already have, because the paycheck isn't the problem. The mindset is. Robert Kiyosaki doesn't teach people how to chase money. He teaches them how to escape the need to chase it altogether, and that begins with one decision: to stop playing the game the way you were taught. You don't need a six-figure income. You need a six-figure strategy. You need to start treating every dollar as a soldier, every paycheck as a brick, and every expense as a question. Is this building my freedom or stealing it? With your very next paycheck, you have a chance to do something different. Before the bills, before the spending, before the habits take over, pause. Carve out a piece of that income and make it yours. Send it to an investment. Fund your emergency savings. Pay yourself first. Because if you don't take control of your money, someone else will. This is your wake-up call. There's no boss coming to save you. No miracle raise that will fix your finances. No perfect timing waiting around the corner. What you have is now. And what you do with what you already earn, that's where the real transformation begins. So the question is simple, and it's staring you in the face every month when that paycheck lands. Will this money go to work for you, building your future, stacking assets, buying your freedom? Or will it disappear the moment it arrives, gone before you even touch it? Another month gone with nothing to show. The choice is yours. It always has been. If this video opened your eyes, even just a little, don't let it end here. Because the truth is, what you do in the next 24 hours could be the start of a completely different financial life. Not someday. Not when you earn more. Now. With what you already have. So, here's your challenge. Take one step. Just one. Automate your savings. Open that investment account. Cut one expense. Buy one book. Pick up one new skill. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be yours. And if this message spoke to you, chances are someone you care about needs to hear it too. Share this with a friend, a sibling, or someone stuck in the paycheck trap. Help them break free. That's how we change things, one mindset at a time. If you found value in this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more videos coming that will challenge the way you think about money, work, and wealth, and guide you toward the freedom most people only dream of. Because this channel isn't about theory, it's about action. And your financial freedom? It starts today. I'll see you in the next video.